County Courthouse. It's a little after 7 p.m. here Eastern Standard Time. Jury's been out almost 3 hours, and we expect the jury to have this case resolved here tonight. That's my prediction. I don't think it's going to take very long for this jury to come to a conclusion, and it was really an overwhelming effort by the prosecution. The evidence was very much proven beyond a reasonable doubt. We were here for the case to see it live. I got here yesterday morning, so we showed up yesterday afternoon and saw everything except for the jury instructions. Once they started doing the jury instructions, we went ahead and stepped out and went to go do other things here. And then we came back this morning and we saw the instructions being given, and actually they had to haggle through some things this morning before the instructions were actually given to the jury. And one of the things that I was concerned about was the fact that the defense made a request to have lesser included offenses to first degree murder be stricken from the jury instructions. Normally they're boilerplate standard lesser included offenses to first degree murder, and the defense wanted to strike those out because I think they thought they had a better chance of a hung jury if they didn't have if they had just that first degree murder for all references to the first three counts. So the first count is first degree murder, the second count is conspiracy to commit first degree murder, and then the third one is solicitation to commit first degree murder. So they didn't have any lesser included for any of those. So basically there's just three things for the jury members to look at. And the prosecution initially was like not sure about how they wanted to respond on that. But then there was some talk and forth and back at the table privately. And then Mr. Evans, he's a guy we don't really see much except for motions and appellate type issues that come up in trial to be haggled out in before the court on different types of motions, like I say. So anyway, we saw him, and they wound up then saying, okay, we'll agree to strike those lesser includeds from the jury instructions. And I was surprised to see that, because I think as a prosecutor, you always want to have negotiating options for the jurors. You don't ever want to have them stuck with like the take it or leave it basis for all the different charges you have on there, and allows you to at least have something to fall back on. Because if you have all or nothing, all these three remaining charges reference first degree murder, and even though the evidence is proven beyond a reasonable doubt on that all across the board, you still may have a juror that is thinking, hey, I don't want to convict some 75-year-old of first degree murder. That sounds cruel, or whatever reason they come up with. And so what I think we should have as an option is always lesser included when I'm a prosecutor. So in this case, the prosecutor agreed to that, and I thought they got sort of taken advantage of by the defense on that, and the judge agreed to it then. And so I don't think it's going to be an issue in this case, but if there is an issue with any kind of like a hung jury, I think it would be directly attributed to the fact that they didn't have any lesser included as horse trading options for any holdout jurors. But my impressions of the juror members is that I think they all were very attentive, they're very astute. There's some more that look more like leaders than others, and so we did have the two alternates got dismissed this morning. And so, or I guess was it right around noon or so. And what we have now is we have I guess I can see your comments. So okay, I've never done this live before, by the way. This is the first time I've ever done a live like this on my phone. So I don't have my normal laptop that I use if I'm on travel status. So laptops at our hotel, so I'm just trying this phone now. So thanks, John, getting me hooked up. And glad the sound is good. Yeah, had some sound problems last night, but hopefully there's none with this phone right now. So yeah, it's with it being after 7 o'clock. I think the jury members, they had their food brought in, and the judge didn't tell us what kind of food they had brought in, but they didn't. They were not allowed to leave the courtroom to go to lunch today, and so the judge here, he will let them go late. John told me he heard from James of the mentor lawyer. He said that the judge allows verdicts back. Okay, I'm gonna head back upstairs. So as predicted, this is around a couple hour window here where the jury can definitely see it for what it is, which is overwhelming slam dunk case. I can talk more about the arguments of defense counsel when we regroup after we have supper tonight. So I'll come back on later on tonight, and probably around 10 o'clock again. We do have some dinner plans with a special guest. Looking forward to that. Leslie, John, and I. So on the first floor, going up the third floor. So counts. And it's the right thing to do. It's the fair and just thing to do. The defense tried their best, but they just don't have a case. There's Detective Isom. Hello. Okay. So, waiting here in the courtroom. I'll turn the camera around here. You can see a few folks outside courtroom 3G. And anyway, I'm going to sign off for now, and we'll jump on in a few hours.